Hello and welcome to my Sunday Frump. Thank you for joining me today. Today, I decided to go ahead and try this little thing out. And I'm gonna put this on. And we'll get started. So the first thing I want to do is get a clean surface, as clean as possible. And then we'll do primer, concealer, foundation, and then, let's see, like I eat a lot, so I need to make sure that I get all the way down my neck, under the ear, go around the hairline. That way you have a really smooth surface. And right here between the eyes. And I get a lot of like the T-zone right here by my brow. And right here, the edges of my eye. But let's see. So, like I said, I want to go in and do concealer primer. So do you guys want to do we can do concealer, and then we can do, let's see, we can do primer, and we can do foundation. So here we go. Primer. And put that in. So this one comes with lip gloss, mascara, eyeliner, pencil, prep and prime setting spray, and an eyeshadow palette. So I think it says that it's to be used as a primer as well, but I've never done that before, so I'm not going to chance that, obviously. I do have this white stick that I like to use in stubborn areas and under the eye. So it's still, we got 2 more days. They said we have until Sunday. Sunday, it's supposed to be the last day of this storm here in Cincinnati, Ohio, locally. We have been seeing very, very bad mudslides, flooding, and it's going to continue to flood. And we have been seeing flash floods. That is why we are getting the landslides, because people are not suspecting, you know, like when you go in suspecting that you're going to get an instance to which this is like a 10-year storm. You know, people are not thoroughly vetted for that, you know. Like I said, climate change, you never know. But all I know is the more you learn about the situation that can occur in your area, the more you need to be prepared and invest and ready the populations for these occurrences, because it would be science denial to say could never, when actually in fact, you know, happened. So I know there was major landslides and continual zones that are, you know, unsafe, impassable, and are under warnings. So, you know, we're not just watching landslides, we're watching flood. This is a 10-year storm. And everybody's seeing the tornadoes, tornadic winds, and damage. They had to rescue a bunch of people that got trapped under debris, you know, and as the flood continues, it continues to be a threat to people who are, like I said, vulnerable and traveling. You know, this is the weather where you don't get out unless you have to, and, you know, turn around, don't drown. And obviously, you know, you need to be ready and prepare, and you need to stay safe, you know, because that's what's important here. You know, if you want to talk about loss on, you know, a capitalist consumer level, you know, that would be, you know, for Dunes cap wearers right now, because obviously we're talking about some real issues that are life-threatening conditions, to where, like I said, nobody knew, thus did not plan, you know. And because we didn't understand the storm until it actually fell on our plate, we didn't know what was needed. So, you know, that's why I say in climate change, we need to continue to research and document. We need to continue to stay vigilant and realistic. And that will continue keeping our population safe. You know, it's not just about the money, it's about taking the time and, you know, and directing that energy to where it is in turn gonna produce positive outcomes to which we will, you know, prevent loss of life. So it moves on to the East Coast, and it's already affecting everybody. They say even Florida felt some of that. So I don't doubt it, but definitely there's still tornadic threats. And, you know, in the Panhandle, so some places are worse off than others. not to say that we were expecting, like I said, a 10-year storm to just fall into our laps. Because nobody, nobody even thought this could be possible. And as we saw it got worse, we thought, oh, well, luckily we can catch this in time and warn the people. No, it was way different than we thought, It's like one storm passes and then another storm just centers itself, recenters itself. It's freakish weather, in my opinion. And for the most part, our area is, right now it tends to be mild. It is spring. And we're known for high winds. We are up in the mountainous region. We might not be highly elevated, but we're pretty safe from things. And I'm lucky to only have the mild symptoms of storm affects. So so this is pretty easy. So far, so good. I'm gonna try out the eyeshadow palette and use it to my fullest ability. But I got the basic down. Now, the basic was just literally liberally applying as much primer as I needed, which was all over my face and my eyes right here. If you have that problem to where you have multicolors on your eye, you might want to add the primer. And if you have a problem to where you have different colors under your skin, you might need a pencil concealer. Like this one is called a Pro Primer High Definition Eyeshadow Primer by LA Girl, which is, I think, LA Colors. This is white. So I have a flesh tone and I have a white, but I use the white one along with my regular concealer, which this one I think is Pop Feels concealer. It's just a concealer stick, and I go over those areas with this one, and any blemishes, I just go over them. And then I use this little thing, and then I apply this LA Colors Truly Matte foundation. This one's in the color Porcelain, which is really light. It's like the 4th lightest one. And I just go over it with my little poof. So here we are. And now comes more challenging things like contouring. So, let's take it easy and try to get as much accomplished as possible with this little thing. So this is Revolution Cream Bronze in the color Medium. And what I do is I just use a sponge. You can squeeze it if you want and just rub it a little bit like that. And you just go wherever you want to contour. So generally you do the cheekbone the temples, above the eyebrow, the sides of the nose, and the jawline. So again, it's the cheekbone, the temple, and the above the eyebrow, the sides of the nose, and the jawline. And of course you can put it along the hairline and under the ears, and it will kind of make your face a little bit more snatched and small. And so the first thing I want to do is my cheekbones, actually. So you just go down like that, and then you can go along your jawline, even your chin, and then under your ear, and get more if you need to. Just get more if you need to. So I'm just gonna dab it because I need to do my nose. So from, you see this brow all the way along the side of the nose. So you kind of connect the brow and the nose right here where it naturally connects, like that, along the side of it. And then you do down here and make a little point across the bridge. Again, I'll show you. You go along the side of the nose and connect the brow. Just like that, like a little stamp. And squeeze it so it's nice and straight. And then, like I said, along the side of the nose all the way down. It's okay if you're messy. You can just wipe it. Now go on the bottom of your nose and then connect that to the sides. Just wipe it like that. Connect it. Wipe that off because we need that color to be like light colored. So just darken it and then go along the bridge of your nose. Just swipe it to connect both sides like that, and make it a little bit thick. Now your eyes, you can do the creases, and I like to do the creases above, so I like a little bit above the crease and in the crease. So you can just go along this little almond shape of your eyeball. Just squeeze it like that. And then go along that crease on both sides. And kind of get above. So just darken it. Just like that. And then you just get a little bit more. And then you go, like I said, the temple and above the brow. And then above where your hairline is. Like that. So just blend it in. And you can use a bigger part to blend it in. And blend in the nose part. the brow, I mean the eyeshadow, the eye contour. Like that. Just blend it in. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's just a natural color. And this one as well. Blend this one into your hairline. It looks cuter. And above your forehead, blend that one into your hairline. And then your cheekbone. Go and blend it into your temple. Go up. There you go. And you can make little circles. That way it blends out into your temple. Make circles. Okay. Now we're done with the contour, and if you want, you can do a highlight. And the highlight is pretty simple. Let me just fix this nose thing and get the spots that I darkened on accident. That's good. We just want to make sure that all our work is still there. So what you do is go on the tip like that of your nose, and then your forehead, the center, and then your chin, just like that. And then your cupid's bow right here on the bottom of your cupid's bow, right above your lip. Now go up above the bridge, or you can go right through the bridge. Just one line in the center of your nose. And then the brow bone, hit the brow bone. Now, I know we did our cheeks, our cheekbones, and kind of chiseled them out, but above your cheekbone, where there's like the top of your cheekbone, you just feel around on the top of your cheekbone. Right, mine's right here. So then you just take it and go into your temple. Make a circles. Into your temple, make a circles. Like that. And just like contour and everything else, you just blend. Blend it in. Blend, blend, blend. Blend, blend, blend. Just like that. Blend, blend, blend. All this, blend this in. Right. See that? And here too. Okay. And so this is just the basic. Now with a shimmer pencil, this one is by Revolution in the color Nude. It's got a shimmer to it. We can just go above the Cupid's bow, right where we put the highlighter. And then in the corner of your eyes, just a dab. go in, just like that. And then I'm using a flesh color. This is by Wet n Wild. This is in the color taupe. The light's not even picking up, it's so old. So what I do is I just line my eyebrow just to darken the brow a little bit and make it look like it has a depth to it. And this will make your eyebrows look defined. I think I see a little bit. And then you just get a spoolie. My spoolie, I use it for my mascara. And then comb it. And it buffs out. So the rain started again. It starts and stops. As long as it doesn't pool. Because when it flash floods, you know, it's gonna pool. Because it's just a large amount of water right away. You know, it's like when somebody gets a bucket and empties it. And right in that spot where it's emptied, it just floods. It's the same with rain. That's why they call it flash flood. It just dumps water in one spot. And no matter if you're on top of a mountain or in the middle of a lake, the water rises because it's in one spot with a bunch of water all at once. And the thing with drainage and septic, you can clean it all you want, and that will help prevent more areas from being affected as a domino effect. But the fact of the matter is that flash floods, you know, they cause an immediate flood situation. And because, like I said, there's right now a 10-year storm, the amount of water in a pooled area on top of a hill or a cliff or a mountainous region is gonna cause the tree roots and the foundations to kind of suffer, and they'll no longer have the structure around them available, you know, and in turn it could cause damage, and definitely will damage the soil. And you know, and that's when you get the mudslide or landslide. And that's what we're seeing. We have to watch the roads because, like I said, they're on warning. And a lot of zones, you know, they're red zoned, that there is flood warnings and landslide warnings. So, you know, you need to continue checking your alerts, your local alerts. Find out where you're at. Find out, you know, what can you do to continue your safety. Because, you know, it's our own responsibility to ready and prepare. And to be safe, we need to continue looking for, you know, alerts, whether it be AM/FM radio or any kind of radio with the NOAA, your TVs, and also signals on your cell phone. and that helps you hear and listen. Even though they don't have sirens, you can hear and listen for other types of alerts that pertain to your region. So just so we know, because I'm also worried about my own area, because like I said, you know, I've only been here for how long? And, you know, this doesn't usually happen. So that said, I have powder. I like this powder. It's the SPF powder, but it's so easy to apply. Sorry. And you just apply it. Go around and apply it. You just keep, you know, put it on your neck and blend it in, blend everything in. Oh, I forgot to put blush. So, I'm gonna put some lip plumper on. Just a dab. Just like that. And as always, I like to put my eye drops in. If you wear makeup, it's good to take care of your lashes and your eyes. You know, continue good health habits. So here we go. Here's the eyeshadow palette. These are nude eyeshadow 5-pack. And here's the pencil. It's in black. Oops. See. Here's the mascara. The lip gloss. And then the primer, or the fixer spray. Isn't that cute? So obviously the first thing I want to do is put the lip color on. So I use the chocolate lip liner. And just go in my natural lip line. And then above, don't forget to get the peaks of your lips, round them out. And you can thicken it if you want. And the lip gloss. Ooh, it smells like candy. And then we'll go in. I'm going to use my mirror for this one, and just go under. See how tight that sharp is? The sharp point is like really tight, so I can get up there. Into the lash line. So then you just go and you can do a wing look. Just draw a line from the outer edge of your eye to the bottom of your waterline. Like that. On both sides. From the outer edge to the bottom of your waterline, to where your eyeliner is. So the outer edge to your eyeliner. And you can make it darker. And then you just connect it to your normal eyeline. So you can hold it and then draw a line from here all the way in and fill that in. If you mess up, look, if you mess up, you just wipe it. Look, if you mess up, just wipe it. But make sure to try to connect it. Oop. See, you just try to connect it. And just line all the way to the inner corner. So I just thicken it to where, you know, I'm comfortable with it. And if you mess up, just wipe it away. And darken it. So this was pretty, I think it's pretty easy. The liner, it looks good. The lip gloss looks good, but it looks like you need like 2 coats of it. So go ahead and do that before I forget and give it a bad review. There. And then we'll use this. And I have for that, I have this one, I guess. we can go ahead and, you know, I like to just dab a little bit on my nose and go over everything. Go over the brow bone. Just things that I highlighted already. And it makes it that much quicker. So we're gonna go in the inner corner too, so that way we'll get done faster. So we just go in here. And up. And then go in the center of the eyelid. Close your eye. Go in the center. And just put some in there. So this is going to be the highlight point of your eye look. You can go down if it's easier for you, but just kind of blend it in. Not all the way, because you want it to be shiny. No. I like this pink. And what I'll do is I'll go in right here where the eye starts and blend that into the center. And then go up into the crease. And then go above the crease. And then I'll stop. So go in the inner corner and blend it into the center and kind of go all the way up and just blend it into the center. So we'll start on the bottom and then the crease and then go above that, above the crease, and blend that into the center. You see that pretty pink? That's pretty. Make sure I got color down on here. I wasn't sure. And then go above the crease all the way to the outer edge. And just darken it. Now, right here at the outer edge, below the crease, you can add some too. And blend it into the center. And then, with this dark color, you can go and kind of add a little bit of depth to the look by making the outer edge a little bit more sharper and a little bit more smoky. So just dab it on the whole where the wing is, above the wing, into the crease and above the crease. Kind of wing it out just to make your eye a little bit more bigger. So above the wing, into the crease, and above the crease, and then wing it out, fan it out like this, and then go above that and then out towards the temple and darken it. So we'll do it again. Above the wing, into the crease, above the crease, and out towards the temple and darken it. See that? Now look at both sides. Make sure they're even. Darken them as needed. Darken them. And blend, blend, blend. So go into the crease and blend that. If you need more color, grab more color. Just dab it like that. These are very highly pigmented. I think I saw this on TikTok. Now blend this in all the way to the pink color. You see that? That's cute. Now, with the blender, I'm gonna wipe away the excess. And also with the blender, I'm gonna kind of wipe the brow bone. Just like that. You can do it twice or however many times as you want. It just gets rid of the excess colors that you didn't really want on there. And another trick you can do is just to grab your powder. Where did I put my powder? And just powder it so that way you won't have like a messy look. And also one thing to note, probably make sure you have color on your cheek. Even though you did the contour, you can use bronzer or blush. I prefer right now in the spring bronzer, but I will apply blush to the apples of my cheek, which are the tops of the roundest part of your cheek, from here to the outer side of your tear line, and then all the way up to your temple, and it goes just above the bottom of your cheekbone. So here's your tear line. Now it's on the outside of that tear line, so it will be over here, and your cheek, the bottom of your cheekbone should hit here. So you should be up here into your temple, blend it into your temple, and that will help with your eye look as well, to make it more pop, because you need more color. See, people are like, well, the excess colors might not look right, but sometimes when you go crazy with it, it's better to have a color down anyway. And that's what I find, you know, a lot of times you get used to putting your own makeup on, and a lot of times you find the easier, you know, ways to do it, because, you know, sometimes the mistakes that you make are really beneficial, because then it just takes one less application. In which case, you know, I find that more bronzer on your temple might not match your look. See, if you're doing a blushed look and you're applying more bronzer, you know what I mean? It's going to give you a sun glow as opposed to, you know, a friendlier look. So, and then just blend that in. And obviously, below the blush, you can put some powder on. And where the tear line is, put some powder on. And under your eye, just sweep under your eye, make sure nothing fell under your eye. And that fall is messing up your under eye look. And go again, just to freshen up. And then with my eyelash curler, I'll do my lashes and I'll curl them. Just make sure they're all in there. Hold it, pinch it, move it up, and hold. And then continue doing the whole eye. Pinch it, pull it up, and hold. Get it all in there. Pinch it down, curl it up, and hold. And you can just kind of, wherever you missed, kind of just crimp it up. And as usual, get your mascara wand ready by removing the excess off of it. It's easier to remove all the excess off of the whole entire thing instead of just continuing to mess with it, because you know you want a wet wand but also a drier one, so that way it's not smeared all over your face, you know, and you're freshly painted. So kind of remove excess. Remove the excess. Okay, and then go in. You just kind of probably just go like this. And then hold it out and open your eyes as wide as you can. And then hold this under the lashes and then brush them up. Do the other side. Do it again and go all the way to the inner corner. You probably want to brush it about 2 to 3 times. And if you want to get the edges of your mascara, squint like this and just hit them. Let's try it again. Hold it out, all the way out. Open your eye big and put the wand under and just brush them all the way to the inner corner. You can do a few passes if you want, and then just squint like this and get those little edges. You know, you never know what condition they're in, so just kind of brush them anyway. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times when you're in the sun, they tend to dry out, or if you swim a lot, or, you know, if you get treatments like tanning or what have you. And that helps. Now, as far as the lower lid, the lower lash, make sure that you get it as dry as possible because these are close to your skin. So try to get as much off as possible, literally. Look, try to get as much off as possible. And then hold it down and just brush them out. It's like you're petting, very faintly touching them. So just hold it down and just touch them, the top of them, just the top. Do all the way to the outer edge. Don't skip the center. Now, what I want you to do is, I always get mess underneath, so you can use your concealer brush, you can use your blender sponge, or a powder proof to remove that when your lashes dry. But right now, what needs to be done is you get your spoolie, and while it's still wet, you just comb them side to side, so that way you don't touch them all wet. Like, you don't want to manhandle them while they're wet. So just side to side's fine for now. You just give it a couple of seconds to dry and just, you know, side to side. You get all that color in. And then you can brush them up. And then brush them down. Try to get from the root out, from the waterline out. Get closest to that eyeliner and brush it out. And they'll brush out very straight. And then, of course, brush your top lash. If you want, before you leave, you can crimp them again. And that's about it. So we used all of these products except for one. Now this one, you know, is like kind of in right now. It used to be not a thing unless you were professionally doing your makeup. So here's a fixer spray. Just hold your breath. Do not aim inside of your nose like this. Aim at least above your nose. And just at your whole entire face at a very distance. I'll do it for you to show you what I mean. I'll show you again. Don't hold your eyes closed. Hold your eyes open and fan a little bit. Fan around your face. Get that fix on and dry. The sooner, the better. So I just don't feel like this light is giving me any justice. And voila. So let's take off this crazy head wrap. So what do you guys think? I give it a 10 out of 10. I think it's perfect for work. So business casual is fine with me. And it's a little bit above drugstore look. And for me, that's that's a step in the right direction. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you again on the next one. My son different. Bye-bye.